Dragon Ball Super episode 49 is now officially in the history books, and today, guys, we're going to go on ahead and dive into the official dialogue that surrounds future Trunks, Vegeta, Goku, Beerus, Whis, and Bulma alongside Goku Black as we gather a better understanding as to what exactly is going on. Now, as you guys can see on your screen, the episode starts off with future Trunks attacking Goku. Goku's confused, he has no idea what's going on. He's asking Trunks, what's the matter? It's just me. Trunks replying by saying, you bastard, and then right then and there, that's when Bulma had to slap Trunks right back into reality, asking him, what do you think you're doing? And that's when Trunks replied by saying, is that really you, Goku? You're alive? I'm certain that while fighting Cell, and that's when Goku interrupted him by saying, well, a lot of things have changed since I was revived. I'm sorry for suddenly attacking you, replied Trunks. You surprised me, but it's been a while. Obviously not having an understanding that Goku had come back, but of course Bulma asked, hey Trunks, so what's going on? What happened? And that's when Beerus actually approached little Trunks and he said, hey brat, so if I'm not mistaken, is your name Trunks too, right? So you see Whis is standing there. Whis is like, someone's been messing with time, and Pilaf and the gang were pretty much starting up some stuff and pretty much accusing future Trunks of being, you know, this illegitimate child. And that's when Bulma pretty much replied by saying, Vegeta and I are the parents of both of them. And then she replies by saying, well, this child, referring to little Trunks, is the same child from the future, referencing future Trunks. But of course Beerus and Whis had already picked that up, so they already knew right off the bat. And just as future Trunks was putting his sword back on, Vegeta actually asked him, you probably don't need that anymore. And Trunks replied by saying, putting it on helps me calm down, in essence, because obviously that sword really means a lot to him. And we pan on over to Whis and Beerus, and then Whis replies by saying, I'm actually surprised, to say the least. So this is the time machine. They actually do exist, and I thought it would be impossible for humans to actually make one, and it's amazing, but to manipulate time and go into the past or future is a serious crime. So Whis is pretty much telling Bulma and everyone else that manipulating time is a serious crime, as referenced by Jocko. Manipulating time is a serious offense. And then we pan on over to the future where Black is completely confused. He says, what's going on? I tried looking everywhere on this planet, but I can't seem to sense his ki anywhere. And that's when he just, you know, has a little bit of a flashback as to when Trunks disappeared, and he says at that time he disappeared from this spot. And then once he got there, the ring of time actually was reacting, and that's when it opened up a rift and he's just completely disappeared. And then we pan on over back to the past when Whis pretty much says to go back and forth in time or manipulate time is a serious crime or offense, because therefore traveling through time so easily is strictly prohibited even among the gods. And then even as Whis said the gods, Trunks pretty much got all worried and whatnot. He was asking, what do you mean by gods? And of course that's when little Trunks told future Trunks that these are the gods of the universe. And that's when Trunks pretty much went to go worship and hail the wrong god. He said, no, please wait, God. And Whis is like, God is over there. And then that's when, you know, Trunks was like, God as in what? And then Bulma's like, this is the god of destruction. And that's when Whis pretty much told Trunks, I'm just his attendant. So Trunks actually confused Beerus and Whis in terms of like god deities, so he actually presumed Whis of being the god of destruction. So Trunks quickly apologized and even told him, I was fairly certain that you were the god. And Beerus got all mad. And then we pan on over later on as Goku asked, did something happen in the future? And then Vegeta asked Trunks, by any chance, was this, you know, cause of events, was this chain of events occurring by the result of Majin Buu? And surprisingly enough, that's when Trunks said the emergence of this Majin Buu, no, the battle was extremely difficult, but I received instructions from Kaio-sama on somehow being able to defeat Dabura and Babidi. So Trunks actually fought Dabura and Babidi in his timeline, as I said in my review, guys, go ahead and check it out if you guys haven't, to where Trunks actually combated these two, because presumably enough, Babidi wanted to gather the energy from Trunks to revive Majin Buu, but Trunks actually prevented that by actually listening to Kaio-sama in order to defeat these two. So that's what he did, and he said, I prevented the emergence of this Majin Buu. Afterwards, an even more terrifying enemy appeared, and that's when Goku asked, what kind of enemy is this? And that's when Trunks pretty much gone in depth and saying, earlier I suddenly attacked you, Goku son. No, I thought I failed to travel in time when I saw you standing right in front of my eyes. That guy that introduced himself, he introduced himself as Son Goku, and then that's when pretty much, you know, Vegeta and everyone else was like, so that enemy calls himself Son Goku, and he has the same face as this guy? And that's when Vegeta pointed right at Goku, and then Trunks said that person wears black clothes, so we call him Black Goku. And then that's when pretty much Goku was like, what's with that? It sounds much more cooler than me. So Trunks goes in depth to explain what exactly happened. So he tells everyone that the day he appeared on Earth, Black Goku said this towards everyone. Now pay attention to this, guys. He said, and I quote, and now I will annihilate the Earthlings for the sake of justice. What does that line necessarily mean? I think that that's a very important line. This dude almost seems like Ultron. He's trying to eradicate humanity for the sake of his own justice, and that's when pretty much Trunks had said he had told me that he already destroyed a number of planets and its people. So this dude has been going around destroying planets, destroying solar systems just for the sake of it. So although I've been fighting him for 1 year, you know, he's been really strong. So that's when Vegeta pretty much, you know, lashed out and said, so you shamelessly ran away and came running into this this era? And Goku's like, don't talk like that, Vegeta. Obviously, Vegeta being hard on Trunks. And that's when Vegeta tells Goku, you should stay silent. You are a proud Saiyan. Turned his back on the enemy and ran away. Vegeta being Vegeta, but that's when Bulma interrupted and she said, all the answers lie in here. And that's when Goku actually challenged Trunks to a sparring contest. And right off the bat, Goku said, I want to see where I stand compared to that guy called Black. Super Saiyan 2 right off the bat. That's when Trunks became a Super Saiyan 2. Something that we've all wanted to see for such a long time because we knew he was capable of it. So, and that's when Trunks replied by saying, no, this power doesn't work against that guy. He slowly powered up every single time I fought him. And then that's when Goku said, then I will do that too. And then that's when he powered up into a Super Saiyan 3. So for the first time ever, we had Super Saiyan 3 versus Super Saiyan 2. And that's when Goku said, what do you think about Super Saiyan 3? And Trunks was shocked. He was like, this is amazing. You went beyond the Super Saiyan, which surpasses the regular Super Saiyan. In that case, I will use my maximum power. That's when Trunks went all out, but of course it failed against Goku. So Goku knocked him down. And Trunks was like, it's amazing that you've got this far all by yourself. Referencing to Trunks, of course, because Goku, by the end of it, he told Trunks, it's amazing how, you know, you were able to push yourself by yourself the entire time. You know, and that kind of like, you know, stumped me a little bit because I was like, wow, if Trunks was able to push himself to become a Super Saiyan 2, and even harness that power, I mean, Gohan could have done the same, but Gohan has been studying and whatnot. So that's when Goku says, Black is much more powerful than this, is he, huh? And that's when Trunks replied by saying, just as strong, no, maybe even stronger. So that's an indication that Black Goku just may be more powerful than a Super Saiyan 3 Goku in base form. So that's when, you know, Goku's like, well, this Black guy must seem incredibly strong. The subs are incredibly racist, but either way, Black is referenced as dark or evil in Japan. So that's when, you know, Black Goku made his way into the past, and he was stumped at first. He was like, Trunks in a place like this? And he panned on over and he looked at Goku and he said, so you're Son Goku. And then towards the previews, we get to see, as you guys can see on your screen, that guy is Black. He looks really strong. He looks just like me. How did he come here from the future? But I'll just have to see how strong this guy really is. So Goku obviously is not going to take the fight serious from the start. I mean, why is that? We don't really know. If Goku were to actually go all out and use his Super Saiyan Blue powers, I do believe it might put a dent into this Black Goku character. But of course, Trunks saying that he's been fighting this dude for an entire year, and for that entire time he's been fighting him, I mean, he wasn't able to just penetrate him at all. I mean, that's how strong Black is. And keep in mind that Black has been destroying planets. He's been killing people all throughout the universe. So where exactly his origins stem from is unknown. I mean, obviously, as of right now, we do have an understanding that he is definitely not from Earth, especially if he's been going around just destroying everything. So where is he originally from? We don't know. I really don't think he's from Earth. But even if he is from Earth, just going out there and destroying stuff wouldn't make that much sense. I do believe that he's an outside person. He is a person that was never born on Earth, obviously taking the form of Goku. This reminds me so much of the Baby saga in Dragon Ball GT, because Baby was a Tuffle, a parasitic organism that took the control minds and bodies of all the Saiyans, Vegeta, Goten, Gohan, and stuff. So could this person be somewhat of a similar character? We don't really know. I wouldn't be surprised as of right now if this does turn out to be like some sort of like a creature taking the form of, you know, Goku's body or whatever. Leave your thoughts down below as to what you guys thought about the dialogue, and what are your overall thoughts on Whis telling Goku and everyone else that, you know, maneuvering out throughout time is a serious crime. And do you guys think that Trunks is going to go back into his timeline by the end of this arc, or do you guys believe that Trunks might die, or do you guys believe that he might remain in the past? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Once again, guys, thank you all for watching. If you guys are Dragon Ball fans, don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more content like this. If you guys are stoked for Dragon Ball Super episode 50 coming up next week, or should I say this week, punch that like button right in the face, guys. Goku versus Black, it's finally happening. I mean, I honestly, just judging based on the way Black was fighting, it just doesn't seem like he has any care in the world. So that's gonna pose a major threat to everyone else, because if he's not even trying, then you have to truly wonder, like, how powerful is this guy really? So leave your thoughts down below, guys. Once again, thank you all for watching. Tune in for more, and I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Take it easy, guys. Peace.